Silva. Starrett.
Present.
Surgis.
Yes.
Thomas.
Here.
Weber.
Here.
Wegman. Winnicki.
Here.
Thank you. Is there anybody signed up for no public comments? And we'll move right into the presentation of fiscal year 2017-18 comprehensive annual report. Yes.
Yes, Jamie Wilkie, partner with Lauterbach and Amon, our auditors, is here with us. She made the presentation at executive and is now going to do a brief summary of our fiscal year 18 audit.
Thank you. Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank Ken, and I know we have Dave Petschke out here in the audience. We had, again, another successful audit session for the Forest Preserve District for the year ended June 30th, 2018. I just wanted to highlight for the full commission kind of the nature of what Ken and his team prepare. When we come in to do the audit testing, we have been able to, for several years now in a row, conduct that with 0 adjusting journal entries through that process. That is a rarity in government. We work with about 270 entities on an annual basis, and I will tell you the effort that is put in by the management here at the Forest Preserve District is absolutely top-notch. So I just wanted to highlight that for the full commission. We also had no findings to report this morning, no recommendations in the form of a management letter, and really an overall clean audit process. So I just wanted to thank the team for all of their efforts. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Dave, for all of your support in this process. Up on the screen, you will find a copy of the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. This award was given as part of last year's submission. This is a third-party independent review of the annual comprehensive report. There is about an 1.5-inch thick checklist that has to be gone through in order to meet the requirements for the submission. This is really the highest level reporting we can have in government. So very stringent requirements on what has to be disclosed in the report, how it's disclosed, and what information we're providing to the users of the financial statements. So the Forest Preserve did receive that award for June 30th, 2017. We have again submitted this year's annual audit to the program, obviously anticipating receipt of the award as well. Next, I want to cover the audit opinion itself within the PDF document. That would be on pages 18 to 20. Being that we had a very clean audit process, we obviously have provided a clean audit opinion. That is what we call an unmodified opinion. It is the highest level that we are able to issue. The goal of the opinion for any government entity is twofold. Number one, are the financial statements as presented materially correct? We have certified that in fact the Forest Preserve's financial statements are materially correct. And as part of that process, we are required to assess the internal control environment. So do the policies and procedures that have been put in place in fact provide a control environment that we as the auditors can rely upon to ensure that the numbers being provided to us by management are in fact accurate? I'm happy to report again this morning we had no internal control findings or recommendations. So overall, a clean audit opinion provided to the Forest Preserve. The very next section I want to just point out is what we call management's discussion and analysis. You'll find that in the PDF document, pages 21 to 33. The MD&A, as we call it, is really intended to be the executive summary to the audit. It is, in fact, prepared by management. The intention to really highlight the key transactions for the district for the fiscal year. Obviously, with the referendum during this past fiscal year, most of the discussion is focusing on the new debt structure as well as the related capital outlay and land acquisitions that occurred. Just over 1,000 acres highlighted within the MD&A document for new acquisitions for the fiscal year. So I do want to point out that document. I would encourage the full commission to read that section in detail. You will really get a nice overview of the key highlights for the year. I also wanted to point out the Forest Preserve's IMRF obligation, so Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. As we ended June 30th, 2018, you guys were 98% funded in IMRF. Under state statute, we are required to be 90% funded by the year 2040. So we are well beyond those funding requirements for the pension obligation for the Forest Preserve. The last section I want to point out is what we call our statistical section. You'll find that starting on page 114 of the PDF document. Here is where you can find all kinds of 10-year trend information for the Forest Preserve. The first several schedules will cover financial highlights for the last 10 years. As you continue to make your way through the end of the document, you'll find information on property tax history, long-term debt history, operating indicators, really a wealth of information at the back of the report that will take you all the way to the last page of that PDF document ending on page 142. So again, I would encourage you to spend some time within that section of the document. You'll really get some of those nice historical benchmark type figures within that section of the report. Really an overall clean audit process. I'd be happy to answer any specific questions this morning, but just wanted to thank again Ken and his team for their efforts.
Thank you very much. I'd like us to recognize Ken and the staff for another excellent job. This does it the right way, that's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have the presentation and approval of the minutes from December. Would somebody like to move that? John Martin and Bart Wodnicki. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Not all. In favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. It passed. Then we have presentation approval of bills and commissions per diem for December 2018. Would like to move that? Mr. Davis moves. Susan Starrett seconds. Is there discussion on this? It's a roll call vote.
Allen? Barrero?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Bouchard?
Yes.
Iqbal?
Yes.
Kaios?
Yes.
Kopey? Leonard? Lewis?
Yes.
Martin? Molina? Sanchez?
Yes.
Shefflo? Silva? Starrett?
Yes.
Surges?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
Weber? Wegman? Winnicki?
Yes.
Stands approved. And we now would have bids and proposals, resolution, this is 2687, resolution authorizing the purchase of a replacement vehicle for use by operations department. Who would like to move that? Mr. Caius and second by Mr. Sanchez. Is there discussion on this? Ready to vote, it's a roll call vote.
Allen? Barrero?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Bouchard?
Yes.
Iqbal?
Yes.
Kaios?
Yes.
Kopey?
Yes.
Leonard? Lewis? Martin? Molina? Sanchez?
Yes.
Shefflo?
Yes.
Silva? Starrett?
Yes.
Surges?
Yes.
Thomas? Weber?
Yes.
Wegman? Winnicki?
Yes.
It's approved. In your packet, you see the committee assignments of the two changes. Barb Wodnicki would like to be moved from finance to planning. And I think that's the only change, right? So we just need a voice vote for approval. Somebody should move it. Okay, moved by Debbie Allen, seconded by Penny
Winnicke?